Okay, so the first day we were there, I think me and Sam, we were sitting on the porch, and I don't know who one of the kids was, but this kid came up to us, and his name was Nestle, and I had heard a lot about him from Peter and stuff like that, because him and Peter were good friends. And he was just like he was a really good dancer. So, he was dancing for me and Sam, and we were just hanging out and stuff like that. And then I think the next day I played soccer with him, and then he asked me one day, he's like, will you come sit on the steps with me? I'm like, yeah. So we went and sat on the steps, and we were just standing there, and he just started pouring his life out to me, telling me about how his mom and dad died and his brother died, and just telling me all this stuff about his life, and it just really touched me and stuff like that. And then I started I hung out with all the other boys and stuff like that, and he kind of seemed to not talk to me anymore. He just, it was just weird. And so I had this other kid ask him what was the matter and stuff like that, and he said he was just upset, he was mad at me or something like that, and it just kind of made me upset. But then I don't know, it just made me a little upset. I didn't know why, he was upset or anything like that, and so I don't know, I just tried to kind of forget it because I didn't want it to ruin my time there and stuff like that, and and then me and Mary, we sat on the picnic tables on the last day probably for 4 hours, just sitting there with the boys crying, and Nestle, he came up to me and he gave me this necklace. And the first day we were there, he had the same one, and I told him how much I loved it and stuff like that. And he came up to me and he gave it to me, and he just he sat with me and cried for a while, and I don't know, I don't know what was going on with him, but I just feel I just really feel we connected a lot, and he made a difference in my life, and to know that we still loved each other and stuff like that, even though everything that had happened to him, and that he could still love, it just really touched me. And then there was one night Allison told us she was giving the boys hugs, and every single one of the boys hugs before we went to bed. So I started doing that. I gave all the boys hugs. There was this one little boy, he was probably 7 or 8. I would give him a hug, and he would just it was the worst thing in the world for him. He just did not want to be hugged at all. And I continued to hug him every night, and he didn't want it. He didn't want to hug from anybody. And me and Mary, we were sitting the last day, we were sitting on the picnic table crying, and there was a few little boys that were making fun of the other boys because they were crying and stuff like that. And there was this one kid, he was making fun of us, and then he was sitting there. And I look over, and it's the same kid that didn't want to be hugged or anything like that, and he was just bawling, and so he came over and he sat with me, and he just kept giving me hugs, and I just kept telling him that I loved him, and he's I love you too, and it's kind of the thing about last year, the theme was love needs to be given and love needs to be received, and I just kind of feel if you don't continue to love somebody that not showing it back or not wanting it back, nothing's gonna improve. So I just kept thinking that I just had to keep loving this kid. It hurt me really badly that he didn't show love back, but I just had to keep loving him. And the last day, I think it was really sad to leave and everything like that, but I think it was the best day that I had in Haiti, and